Okay, now let's talk about this one with 40 hours. What I like to do, I like to do something called Occam's razor that tries to cut things down or off as much as possible. Um, and also, there's a question to be answered: do we want to do this via some automatic process, some SQL import, something like that, or do we want to do it by hand? And what I will generally do is think about what it would take to do it by hand first, because oftentimes it's easier that way. Okay, 2,000 plus users, but we actually, a bunch of them are spammers. That's easy to see by me. So I could go through there, and I think it's appropriate for me to go through there like I did before and cut down the spammers using the methods I did before. So it's going to go down a bit from there. All right, that's number one. Now, what would I do to do this by hand? Um, well, first of all, we want to get the data that we want to move to the WordPress site into, how do I put it, a manageable, easy to look at um, format. All right, so what I'm going to do, bear with me as I click through, some of the user information is in JOS users here, and some of the information is in JOS Com Profiler. I know that because I looked before. And we're going to look at the structure of that. And bear with me for a sec. You will see what I'm getting at in a second. Um, we're going to go back here. Essentially, we'd like to copy all these fields, right? So for each user. And if somebody was to have to futz, some data entry type person was to have to futz looking through this, oh my God. First of all, we need to make a copy of the database first, or those two tables, and it would be very cumbersome. Well, that's fine. What we're going to do, and what I can do quite easily, is I can make a SQL statement that selects only the columns from those two tables that we need, which would be these here. Select only those columns and then export and do a join between those two tables. I'll make a long story short. We're going to end up with a spreadsheet. This is another project that I worked on a while ago. But anyway, we would have columns for each field here. And now a data entry person, they don't have to deal with futzing in here in a complex PHP MyAdmin thing where they have to look at stuff from two different tables. Nope. They will be given a spreadsheet, and then just go start here, read off from there, and then add the user in the user management thing in WordPress, go to the next one. And how long would it take them to enter a user if the user data from Intuitive Urology is presented in this kind of format? How long will it take? I don't know, but I did do a calculation over here that basically there are 2,400 minutes in 40 hours. So if you did one per minute, again, going off of a spreadsheet, and you were able to enter one per minute, one per 60 seconds, you could have it done in a little bit less than 40 hours. But remember, I'm going to cut that number down by getting rid of the spammers first, and if necessary, actually it would probably be the correct thing for me to do, to create this spreadsheet for you. Now it strikes me like we might be in that ball game. if the person is using that spreadsheet and doing it manually. Um, because if it was 80 hours to create a script, I'm, it's a one-shot thing, and whenever I see that kind of a figure for a one-shot custom program that'll never be used ever again, ding, 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 maybe we should just do it by hand. So that's my thought. Now, I would say in closing here, this is, something to talk about. This is a thorny issue. What's up above here, I have much more confidence that these are reasonable estimates based upon what I said in the videos before. This one, you tell me, but I think we're making progress in figuring out how to get this done in that kind of time, which I think is going to be what acceptable, what's necessary to be acceptable for Dr. Zorn. Anyway, that's all.